So how's life? How is life? Good? Is he behaving himself? He's being good? Okay. He's being good? Okay. Good? No complaint? We can start. Can I see? Huh? You want? You can see me. You want me to? Get out of here. Okay. Haribol. Hare Krishna. Haribol Mataji. Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari
Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Raja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Jai Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Gaur Premanande, Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Radha Madhav ki. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamine. Ek minute. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavada Paschatya Deshatarine He Guru Jnanada Dinabandho Swananda Data Karunaika Sindhu Vrindavana Sinahitavatar Prasida Radha Pranipachara Namashishtam Manumapi Sachiputamatra Sarupam Rupam Tasya Gujamurupari Matarim Vishnavadim Radha Kundam Girivaram Mahoradhikamadhavasam Praptayasya Patika Kripaya Shri Guru Tam Natosmi Vande Nanda Adviteshayam Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nichopi Yat Sadakya Bhakti Shastra Bhartaka Nityananda Maham Nomi Sarvananda Karam Harinam Pradam Devam Avadhuta Shiromani Nilachala Nivasaya Nityaya Paramatmane Galavati Subhadhyam Jagannatayate Namaha Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sutari Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakopatibhishta Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavyo Namaha. So I'm trying to protect myself from the mosquitoes.
हरे कृष्णा आप सभी का स्वागत है और आज मेरा मन सौभाग्य है कि हमारे बीच में ये सार्वजनिक प्रभु जी हैं तो प्रभु जी का संक्षिप्त परिचय प्रभु जी जो है 1973 में कौन से जुड़े थे 20 वर्ष प्रभु जी जुड़े थे कौन 1973 के बाद प्रभु जी का इनिशिएशन हुआ शिला प्रभुपाद जी से और प्रभु जी ने बहुत सारी सेवाएं पोलैंड में प्रभु जी ज्वाइन किया था और फिर प्रभु जी ने वहाँ पे नजरी विश्वास किया तो भी एक वाइस प्रेसिडेंट के रूप में वहाँ सेवा किया गुजराती न्यू मोटा टेलर और इस तरह से उन्होंने स्टार्ट किया और फिर 2009 में ये मूव हुए नॉर्थ कैलिफोर्निया
Not Carolina. North Carolina.
2009 में अपने भाइयों के साथ और फिर 2018 में मूव हुए और माया और कभी जाने की सऊदी का देश है माया और सऊदी रहते हैं और हमारा परम सौभाग्य हमारे साथ हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
क्लास जो है इंग्लिश में होता है अगर किसी को क्लास की इंग्लिश है इसमें
W translation.
बैक साइड क्लास इन इंग्लिश डूइंग बैक साइड
In the back we're going to translation simultaneously. Okay. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. So I was asked to speak today about fourth chapter Bhagavad Gita. And we're supposed to do a whole overview of Bhagavad Gita in the next 15 minutes. Is it possible? No, but we'll do the best. Bhagavad Gita, who remembers the name of this chapter? In Sanskrit. Jnana Yoga. Krishna is talking about knowledge. And how does knowledge come to us? How do we get it? Can you pick it off a tree? Can you order it? Amazon.in? Can you find it in the bazaar? Where do we get knowledge? From parampara. So this chapter begins. Don't make it too long. Okay? Is that okay? Can you hear me? Okay. So imam vivasvate yoga praptavana hamaviyam vivasanmanadekaho manur ikshva kabe vivid. Krishna said, I spoke this knowledge to Vivaswan, who spoke it to Manu, who spoke it to Ikshvaku. Ikshvaku is coming in Surya Vamsa, the dynasty of our Lord Rama. So this knowledge is millions of years ago. Next verse is Evam Parampara Praptam Evam Raja Shayo Vidu Sakale Neha Mahada Yoga Nishta Parantapa. What is the nature of this material world? Yoga Nashta Parantapa. Things deteriorate. Everything deteriorates. For example, you get a brand new car and you're sitting in your car, nice new car, smell my new car. Next thing you know, boom! Someone hit my car. It's not a new car anymore. Puncture comes, scrapes come, parts wear out. Our own body wears out. Yoga nashtapanantapa. Everything wears out, everything deteriorates in this material world. So Krishna's solution to this is parampara. How to understand Bhagavad Gita, how to get transcendental knowledge. We get transcendental knowledge through parampara. Parampara means, the actual meaning means one after another. And this parampara is coming directly from Krishna, source of all knowledge, highest authority, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. What did Krishna say? Next verse says, Sa evayam maya tejna yoga nashta yoga prokta paratana bhakto seme sakha cheti rahasyam etaduttamam. This knowledge is described as rahasyam uttamam, most confidential knowledge, most secret knowledge. Krishna says the same thing in 9th chapter. Raja Vidya Raja Goyam Pavitamidam Uttamam Pakchaksha Bhagamam Dhamyam Susukam Kartam Yalvim. This is the king of knowledge, the greatest knowledge, because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is everlasting, abhyaya, and joyfully performed. So that same knowledge comes to us through parampara. This is the system to receive knowledge. And how did Arjuna get it? This is significant also. Was Arjuna Brahmana? He's sitting chanting on mala. Was he a sannyasi? He's a warrior. He's on the battlefield shooting arrows, killing people. He's not a sannyasi. He had 4 wives. He wasn't chanting on the beads. Why did he get such knowledge? Rahasyam etaduttamam. Because he's devotee. Because he's devotee. Bhaktosi me sakat. You're my sakha. You're my bhakta. Because of that, you're getting this knowledge. So then Arjuna says, how is it possible? Aparam bhavato janma. Param janma vivasu katami tad vijayanam tamado proktavaniti. How is it, Krishna, you're my contemporary. You're my family member. How is it you spoke to the sun god millions of years ago? How is it possible? Krishna is going to assert himself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bahune me, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, what did Krishna say? Bahune me vititani janmani tava jarjana. Bhavishyame tanyaham veda sarvani naktam veda parantava. That I have passed many lives. I can remember all of them, but you cannot. There's an interesting note on this understanding. Srila Prabhupada was once asked, does Arjuna and Kunti Maharani, do they go back to Godhead at the end of their life? What do you think? What is the answer? Kunti Maharani and Arjuna, do they go back to Godhead? Yes? No? You have to commit. Yes or no? Yes? No. Why don't they go back to Godhead? The question is, do Kunti Maharani and Arjuna, when they leave their body, do they go back to Godhead? No, they don't. Because they go wherever Krishna is doing his Leela. Krishna's Leela is Nitya Leela. Like the sun. Now in Delhi, it's dark. But is it dark everywhere on the earth? Somewhere the sun is shining very brightly. Somewhere it's just rising. Somewhere it's just setting. Somewhere it's midnight. The sun is present somewhere. So Krishna's Leela is like that. Nitya Leela. Somewhere his Leela is going on, and wherever that Leela is going on, Arjuna, Kunti Maharani, Pandavas, they're in association with Krishna. They are already back to Godhead. They're with Krishna. They're in direct association with Krishna. They're already back to Godhead in this world. So Krishna says, Bahune me vyatitani. I've had many births. I remember all of them because it's Nitya Leela, one after another he's appearing. We're going to read the verse Yada Yada, we'll get to that. Then he says, Ajopi sannabhya yatman bhutanam ishwaropi san prakritim somadishtaya sambhavami atmamayaya. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Famous verses. Everyone knows these verses? We can say together, Yada yada hi dharmasya bhavanir bhavati bharata abhyuktanam dharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise in irreligion, at that time I descend myself. We should understand this, that Krishna doesn't take birth as we take births. We're forced to come here by our karma, correct? We're here because of our karma. We've created this life. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Tatenu kampam susamikshtamanu bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. Evatma kritam means we have created this life by our previous life. And this is the only reasonable explanation for the variety we see in human society. For example, why is someone a Virat Kohli and someone is crippled? Someone's Mukesh Ambani, someone is a beggar. Someone is a fool, someone is a genius. Why? Is God just arbitrarily blessing someone and cursing another person? There's no rhyme and reason. We have created this life by the activities of our past life. There's no other reasonable explanation. But some people say, there's some religious tradition. Say there is no past life. What is your explanation? And who were you before you were you? Who were you before you were you? It's a childish understanding of the soul. They have no understanding of Atma. How Atma is going one life, one life to another, to another. Komaram Jovanam Jata Tehantara Prapi Dhiras Tattanamugyati. We're going one life to. This is irrefutable fact. In fact, I was in correspondence with one PhD professor at the University of Virginia in America. His name is Ian Stevenson. And his whole research portfolio is to research, what do they call it? This Jati Smaran. Children that remember everything or many significant events of their previous life. And he has a file of 500 documented cases where a child remembers exactly who they were in their last life. There was one boy, he was always painting pictures of airplanes and of an airplane crashing into the ocean on fire. So he talked about how he was a pilot in World War II. And his parents thought, what is this? This is just some child play, some insignificant thing, his imagination. But then they found there was a group of World War II pilots. They took the 7-year-old boy there, and they started naming, hey, Harold, how are you? Are you still married to so-and-so? Hey, Joe, are you still working as a mechanic? They knew everybody there from his past life. They showed him an airplane. He knew all the names of the parts, exactly what was the kind of an airplane it was, how to fly it. 7-year-old boy. Where did he get such knowledge? He never met those persons before. This is Jati Smaran. The soul is going one birth to another to another. This is Bhagavad Gita in action, an irrefutable evidence of the transmigration of the soul. And this man has 500 cases well done, and his job, when he hears about it, is to go and research and prove it's true or whether it's false. And he has 500 such cases. So Krishna is coming every millennium. And why does he come? We can say it together. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkitam dharma sansthapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. He says, I come millennium after millennium. Why? Why does Krishna come? To paritranaya sadhunam, to encourage the Vaishnavas, to encourage the devotees, to show a picture of Goloka, to show his Leela manifest here on this planet, Goma Leela. And where did that happen? Right here, up the road, Vrindavan Dham. This is the very land that Krishna walked to, where he had showed his Leela to the world. Why? To attract us, to bless us, to encourage the devotees. The sadhus, paritranaya sadhu, to protect the sadhus, to encourage the sadhus, to bless the devotees. He comes for that reason. This is his main reason. Vinashaya tu dushkatam. He doesn't have to he doesn't have to come personally to deal with it. He can lift his eyebrow. Finished. Millions of Kansas, millions of Hiranyakashipus, millions of Hiranyakshas, millions of Ravanas just lifting his eyebrow. He doesn't have to come. Although Srila Prabhupada said one time, he said that Krishna comes to fight with the demons to keep the body fit. It's his play, his leela, but he doesn't have to come for that. That is not the main reason he comes to this material world. He comes to this world to bless the devotees, to attract the devotees, to attract the conditioned souls. Why are you rotting in material world? Lord Chaitanya called it Jeev Jago, Gaura Chandra Bole, Kota Nitya Jao Maya Pisha Chera Kole. Lord Chaitanya is calling, Jeev Jago, wake up, sleeping souls. How long you'll sleep on the lap of the witch called Maya? How long? How many lifetimes will sleep in Maya? So he's calling, wake up, sleeping soul. Wake up, sleeping soul. But we think Maya, oh, nice Maya, very nice, sweet Maya. Then, boom, she gives us a good kick. So Krishna comes to attract us. Just like if you go to New York City, don't bother. But if you're there, everyone's wearing black, it's very cold, overcast, no green things, all you see concrete and unhappy people walking down the street. They say it's the city that never sleeps. 24 hours a day, people are on the street chasing material prosperity. Very unhappy people. Black, cloudy, cold. So there's tourist store, a big window, big glass window. What is displayed in the window? Palm trees, full of girls, blue ocean, white sand. Come to Hawaii, enjoy. They're proselytizing, they're advertising. Come, you don't have to stay here. Come enjoy in Hawaii. So Krishna has come to this world to advertise, come back to me. You're my devotee, come back to me. Why stay in this material world? This is why he comes. Not to kill the demons. His main purpose is to attract the devotees. Then next verse, this is one of the key verses in the entire chapter. Janma karma chame divyam eham yoveti tattva tattva dehum punarjama naiti mameti sarjana. If we understand this about Krishna, that he's not his janma, that he's not born in this world like we're born. He comes here because he wants to come. Adhyayatma, in his inexhaustible spiritual form. Srila Prabhupada gave you an example, like in a jail. I used to do jail preaching. And the warden and persons from outside can come in. They can be in the jail, but they're not in the jail. They come in and they walk out. They're not condemned to stay there for many, many years because of criminal act. We're here in this world because we didn't become Krishna conscious. This is the proof we got. The most inauspicious thing that can happen to the jiva soul is that we take birth in the material world. And here we are. I got one of these, blood and fat and skin and hair and bones. When we are Satchidananda Vigraha, where Spirit Atma is fully spiritual. We should understand that. How many people think they have a soul? You have a soul? Everybody thinks you have a soul? You're not raising your hand. You have to commit. You do or you don't. Yes, very good. We don't have a soul. We are the soul. People think in material life, I am the body and I have a soul. Spiritual life means I am the soul and I have a body. So this is the most inauspicious thing that's happened to us. We took a body, again we took a body. Subject to janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, birth, death, old age, and disease. Why we did this thing? By our karma. So what is the highest objective of life? To get out. And Krishna is giving the key. How to get out? To understand my janma and my karma. My lila is karma. What Krishna does and why. And who is Krishna? He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Divyam. Divyam means his divine appearance. He's not born like we're born. We come to this material world, and how do we welcome? With a big slap, we cry. First thing we do is cry, isn't it? And when we leave, people cry. It's a crying sandwich. On one end crying, other end crying, and in between we call that life. Is that life? Is that what we're meant to do? This is the perfection of our existence? Simply crying and struggling, trying to keep food in our mouth, roof over our head, pay bills, get ahead, make money, be prosperous, and die? This is not the purpose of life. You end that whole thing, Krishna is saying in this verse, Janma karma chame divyam, understand my janma, my karma are divine, that I'm the Supreme Lord. Then tyaktva deham punar janma, you give up your body as we must. Everyone has to do that. I was speaking to some college students. So I said, all right, what is your future? And they said, well, I'm going to graduate and I'm going to get a job, I'll make some money, I'll get a flat, get a car, find a husband, a wife, have some kids, we'll be happy, prosperous. Okay, we hope so. But ultimately, what is our future? What is our future? They're going to build a big stack of wood. They're going to put your dead body on it. They're going to light it on fire. And people are going to cry. Is that not the future of every person in this room? That is our future. How to stop that? How to never do that again? Understand Janma, Karma, the appearance and activities of the Supreme Lord is Divyam. So when Tyaktva Deham, when we have to give up our body, we don't, Punarjanma, no more birth. This is perfection of life, is not to be born. People think, what is the blessing? What is God's blessing? Dhanam Janam Sundarim. I'll become wealthy, I'll be prosperous, get position, people respect me. How long can it last? Only one life. Whatever you're meant to have, you will have. Whatever you're meant to lose, you will lose. You can't get more in life, you cannot get less. If we have that understanding, how stress-free life becomes. We do our duty, we live our life, and accept the blessing of God, however it comes. And Srila Prabhupada's father used to say, God has 10 hands. If He wants to give you with His 10 hands, how much can you accept with your 2 hands? And if He wants to take away with His 10 hands, what can you hold on to? So what is the solution? You take your 2 hands, you put them together, and you offer your pranam to God. I am your dasa, or your dasi. I'm your servant. You give me or take away. This is life. But Chaktva Deham Punarj Naiti Mameti Sarjan. Oh Arjuna, no more this birth and death business. And that means to understand Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then Krishna says, Gita Raga Bhaya Kroda Manmayamam Pasvita Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Mad Bhavam Agata. Being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attain transcendental love for me. We see in the picture of our Guru Parampara, what are they all doing? See in our altars, you see a picture. They all have japamala. Many persons in the past became liberated, took shelter of me, left this world. If we have faith that if I'm doing the same thing they did, I should expect to get the same result. Develop love for God. How do we get love for God? What is the secret? The open secret. How is it possible? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. This is the open secret. In Srimad Bhagavatam, we read the verse, Aho bata sapachotu guriyan yajte vargri vartate nama tubhyam tepu tapaste jahu vasasnarayu brahmanojar nama ganantiyete. This verse means that if the name of the Lord is on the tip of one's tongue, if one's chanting the holy name, in the last life and in many lives, he's cultivated knowledge, he's given in charity, he's done tapasya, he's done holy tirtha, taken holy dip, studied shastra, he's done everything, even if he's born in the family of dog eaters. So aho bhatta means how extraordinary. So if we've done all of those things, practice yoga, given in charity, studied shastra, if we've done all those things in the last life, what is left to achieve? What achievement is left for us? Krishna Prema. Krishna Prema. And from Krishna Nama, The fruit of Krishna Nama is Krishna Prema. No, none other. Because Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kavanoye Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Koreya Udoy Chaitanya Charitamrita says that our nature, our very intrinsic nature, you take away culture and birth and society and all the things that define us as part of this material world. Take all that away, what are we? Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, lovers of God. That's the nature of Atma. So spiritual life means to awaken that, to understand what we are and what the purpose of life is. And that is awakened simply by chanting Krishna Nam. It's the foundation of our spiritual life. People think, well, and this is a very unhappy thing about our ISKCON society, is that people think that we're a society of renunciates. They see our brahmacharis chanting, they see their saffron cloth, they're very visible in society. They say, oh, this is ISKCON. That's not ISKCON. ISKCON is a society of all different kinds of people. And the foundation of our spiritual life has nothing to do with what kind of clothes you wear or where you sleep at night. Is it only the ashramites, uh, the mandir vasis, the people who live in them, they're only going back to God? Everyone goes back to God who takes shelter of Krishna. He says, Mam hi partha pyapashvitya yepisyo papa yonaya stayo vaishastataha shodrastepi yanti paramgati. Anyone who takes shelter of Krishna by chanting the holy name goes back to Godhead. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur said the same thing. Grehe tako bane tako sadhari bole tako. You stay in the forest of renunciation as a brahmachari, sannyasi, tyagi, or you stay at home with family. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Simply chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the foundation of our spiritual life. And that awakens love of God. This is the very essence of Krishna Bhakti. And that was taught by our acharyas. And that is the solution to solving this dangerous problem that's come to us of having been born in the material world. Next verse says, Yayatamam prabhadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham mama vardham vartante manusya partha sarvasha. This is also an important verse because it means that as you commit yourself to God, He responds reciprocally. If you give 1%, actually He gives much more. Srila Prabhupada said, you take one step to Krishna, He'll take 10 steps to you. But how many steps are we taking to Krishna? And how do we show our sincerity? By chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, reading Prabhupada's books, simple things. Actually, this process of chanting japa is a very, very easy thing from one point of view. The process is very easy. You speak Lord's name, you keep track on mala, and you hear. What could be simpler than that? But the application, not so easy. Why? Krishna says in 6th chapter, Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadritam tasyaham nigraham manyavayar eva sudushkaram. That our mind is chanchalam, very flickering, balavadritam, very powerful, dridham, very difficult to control, more difficult to control than the wind. So when we sit to chant, we're chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. We're thinking about money, we're thinking about politics, we're thinking about family, we're thinking about health, we're thinking about so many things besides Krishna. This is rude, because Krishna is present in His name. He says, Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Varna Shuddha Nitya Mukta Benatam Nama Namino. Krishna is personally present in the form of His name. He's personally there. And if we don't pay attention to Him, this is rude. What would we do if Prime Minister Narendra Modi walked through the door? He said, oh, hey, Gaurav. Would we acknowledge his presence? Such an important, powerful man. Would we acknowledge his presence? Or would we ignore him? Everyone pull out their mobile phone. Me and Narendra Modi. Right? But when we chant Krishna's name, Sometimes we're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Isn't it? We're all guilty, myself also, especially after lunch. For the 10 japa after lunch. So when we're chanting Krishna's name, be attentive to Krishna. He's present in the sound of his name. And this is being reciprocally interested in Krishna. The more you're interested in Krishna, the more he's interested in you, more than we can imagine. So this is the value of the simple process of chanting Hare Krishna. Then Krishna talks about a very important idea that is being discussed a lot in our ISKCON society. This Chatur Vanyam Maya Shishtam Guna Karma Vibhavasha. Sunishtitasya Dharma Satsana. Tasya Kartaram Apiman Yidya Kartaram Abhyayam. Krishna says that I've created Maya Shishtam, I've created 4 varnas. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. This is known all over the world in a perverse, misunderstood way as caste system. Krishna says that is made by guna and by karma, by quality and work. There is no mention of janma. My father was an orthopedic surgeon. Does that qualify me as a surgeon? Any volunteers? I can operate on you? My father was very well known. He was a professor of orthopedics, University of California. Any volunteers? My father is a doctor. I'm a doctor because my father is a doctor. Does it make sense? Can anyone volunteer? I haven't even read Gray's Anatomy. No. But they say a horse only begets a horse. A rabbit only begets a rabbit. A mouse only begets a mouse. And a brahmana only begets a brahmana. No. Krishna says here clearly, janma, karma, no. Chaturvanyam maya shishtam guna karma vibhagasha. Vibhagasha means the categories. The categories are created by guna and karma. For example, I had a friend, he had a big degree in engineering. But he was a gemstone salesman. He was selling diamonds and rubies and emeralds in the jewelry business. Can we say he's an engineer? He's not working as an engineer. So one has to have the karma of an engineer. And there's 6 kinds of karma for a brahmana. Patan, jajan, dana, pratigraha. That he he worships the Lord, and he teaches other people how to worship the Lord. He wants to make other people brahmanas. Yajan. No, excuse me. Studies Shastra and he teaches Shastra. Patan, Yajan means he worships the deity and he teaches other people how to worship the deity. He accepts charity and he gives in charity also. He lives very, very simple life. These are the 6 karmas for a brahmana. And 9 qualities of a brahmana. Samodhamatava socham kantir arjavamevacha jnana vijnanam astikyam brahma karma swabhavacham. That peacefulness, self-control, austerity, religiousness, cleanliness, these are the qualities of a brahman. If one doesn't have those qualities, how is he a brahman? If he doesn't have the work of a brahman, how is he a brahman? So Maharaj Yudhishthira was told by Narada Muni, Yasyalla lakshanam pungsam varna yadandrapi dityeshta tattenaiva vinyadishat. That if someone is born in the family of brahmanas, but his quality and work is that of a shudra, he is a shudra. And conversely, if he's born in the family of shudras, but his quality is that of a brahmana, he is a brahmana. So society needs divisions, and the divisions are there, created, Krishna says, Maya Shishtam, created by me. We see naturally in society different kinds of people. And no one will be happy if they're working outside of their own varna. If you put a ditch digger on the altar and say, now worship the deity, how will he be happy? He'll not be happy. And he won't do a good job either. And if you put a teacher in the field digging ditches, how will he be happy? And how will society benefit? The whole principle of Varnashram Dharma is to engage people according to their natural, God-given quality and work. So this is a very important verse from Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna says that that he himself is working. Namam karmani nimpanti. We're running out of time. So he talks about work here. Ultimately, he summarizes everything when he says, Jagyata kamanonyata lokayam karma kantaya mukta Jagyata kamanonyata lokayam karma kantaya Jagyata kamanonyata. What is it? Jagyata kamanonyata lokayam karma. Tadartam karma kantaya mukta sangha samacha. Tadartam means to work for me. That sacrifice and work and life means to work for the pleasure of the Lord. Tadartam, for His interest. And that doesn't mean, again, bringing back the idea of how people look at ISKCON, think we're some group of sannyasis. And or sometimes our brahmacharis come, join the temple. Oh my God, my son became a sannyasi. Such a horrible thing, he became a sannyasi. So horrible. It's the greatest blessing in any family that a son or daughter takes up Krishna consciousness. Why did Dhruva Maharaj's mother go back to Godhead? Because of Dhruva. Because of Dhruva. And brahmachari can marry any time he pleases. Anytime he pleases. He's not sannyasi means his rest of his life after he's 50 years old, he can choose to take sannyas. Then there's no marriage. And any young man who comes to ISKCON is free to marry any time he chooses, according to his own desire and need in life. But people have this strange idea that ISKCON is some group of renunciates that have no home, have no job, have no bank balance, have no wealth, no comfort in life. This is not true. People should get a broad vision of ISKCON. And all you devotees can be example of that. Successful people in the world. That this is ISKCON. Having comfortable life, prosperity, peace of mind, sattvic living, sattvic ahar. Show this example. So this is the basic principle of sacrifice. Tadartam. To please Krishna by your life. That is sacrifice. Mostly people are only interested in their own personal satisfaction, not in the satisfaction of the personality of Godhead. Then Krishna talks about the intricacies of action in text 18. One who sees inaction, and action in inaction is intelligent among men, and he is in the transcendental position, although engaged in all sorts of activities. So mostly people read this and like, what? Action, inaction, and inaction, inaction. There is an explanation to this. When we work in this world for the satisfaction of Krishna, he says in 9th chapter, Yat Kuroshi, Yadashnasi, Yashtahosi, Dadasi, Yat Tapasyasi, Konteya, Mat Kurushva, Manarpanam. That whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, you give away, whatever austerity you make, Manarpanam, do that as an offering to me. That lifestyle has no reaction. It's action and it's inaction. It's actually inaction because you're not accumulating karma because it's connected with Krishna. Tadartam. It's done for the satisfaction of the Lord. Madhartam. Krishna is pleased. There's no reaction. It's action, but it's inaction because there's no karma connected with it. Other activity done for one's own personal benefit without connection with Krishna creates karma, and karma creates bondage in this material world. And different types of sacrifice are talked about. And finally, it comes to how to get knowledge. The title of this chapter is Jnana Yoga. How to get knowledge, so Krishna describes. What is the process? He began talking about parampara, evam parampara prapta. How knowledge comes through parampara. So what is the way to connect to parampara? He says in text 34, evam param tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. That one should approach a spiritual master. How to get knowledge, why, for example, in Orthodox, purified Vedic culture, we show so much respect to Mother? Because she's our first guru. Mother is first guru. She teaches food goes, you see little kids, they want to put food in their ear, they put it in their head, they're like bathing in it, right? No, food goes in your mouth. Mother teaches us how to eat, how to bathe, how to dress, what is safe, what is dangerous, what is good, what is bad. Mother teaches us everything, our first guru. So, without relationship with a teacher, without relationship with God's representative, even to the extent of relationship with Mother, how are we benefited in this world? So Krishna's formula for getting knowledge is tadvidi pranipatina. Three things: pranipat, seva, and pariprashna. Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport to this verse that by pranipat means prakrishna rupena nipat, to completely surrender to God's representative, accepting Him as the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead. That doesn't mean Guru is God. As representative of God, is respected as much as you respect God. We sing in the morning, Gurvashtikam, right? Sakshat Dure Toinatsamasta Shastra Ruktastata Bhavyata Eva Sadvi Kintu Prabhorya Priya Eva Tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarivindam. So Sakshat, we say Guru Sakshat Hari. Oh, he's God? Is that what it means? Bhagwan? Now this is one sad thing about your beautiful country. It's become like Bhagawan factory. A new Bhagawan is coming out every month. No Amma, new Bhagawan, new avatars coming out every month. But we say Sakshadari. Oh, you people say also, says right here in your song, Sakshadari. But Kintu means but. He's Priya Eva Tasya, Ativa Lavasya, Prishtaya, Krishna Prishtaya, Krishna Preshta. He's very, very dear to the Lord. How is he dear to the Lord and the Lord at the same time? Kintu, he's the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead, and Krishna is the Supreme Personality of served, who accepts the service of his beloved servant, Sri Guru. So, first thing is pranipat. Pranipat means to surrender, which means that Guru should be examined. Can this person deliver me from the material world? Is he competent to give me Krishna? Bhaktivinoda Thakur prayed, Krishna se tomar, Krishna dete par, tomar shakati arche. Amito kanga, Krishna Krishna bole tai tava pache pache. He said, Krishna is yours. Krishna becomes the property of his pure devotee. Who is the most prominent example? Parthasarathi. Krishna is driving Arjuna. He becomes the servant of his devotee. Nanda Godhana Gowala, Krishna is taking care of 9 lakhs of Nanda Maharshi's cows. He's serving his father. He's serving his devotee. Many examples of this in Shastra. So Krishna se tomar. Krishna is controlled by the love of his pure devotee. And therefore, he's Krishna se tomar. Krishna dete par. Because he's controlled, because he's the property of his pure devotee, Krishna dete par. He can give Krishna. Tomara Shakati Ache, that you have that power. So devotee is praying, what am I doing? What part am I doing? Amito Kanga. I'm useless beggar person. Kanga. I'm simply running after you chanting Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. This is the formula for getting Krishna. And it means pranipat, to surrender to God's representative guru to get knowledge. Even in business or in mechanics or in IT profession. If you want to start programming, sit in front of a computer and start pushing buttons, there's a system to know how to do it. In auto mechanics, you just start taking a car apart to learn how to. Someone has to teach you. In medicine, someone has to teach you. In mechanics, in engineering, in computer science, someone has to teach you. How much more applicable is it in spiritual science? One has to have a teacher, a guru. This is required in the qualification. Pranipat. Can you surrender to this person? Can the disciple should examine Guru? Can this person give me Krishna? Does he have a relationship with Krishna? And Guru should examine disciple. Will he follow my instructions? If both things are there, then this reciprocation of knowledge. Panipat, seva, and pariprashna. Pariprashna means to ask relevant questions. A disciple should have burning knowledge to know, to understand who I am, what is this world, who is God, what is my relationship, what is the purpose of life. If you don't have that burning desire to know, you don't need a guru. All of you, such nice devotees. There's 100 other things you could be doing. Internet is there, phone is there, movies are there, food is there, friends are there. 100 different things are there. Well, you came here to hear about Krishna. This is the qualification, the pariprashna. You want to know, you have question, how to understand my relationship with God. And seva. Seva is the third item. Seva means you should do some service. It's not free, because what we get from Guru is priceless knowledge. So one should give some service because Guru isn't devoid of desire. He has burning desire to distribute this knowledge, so disciple, Sishya, should assist the Guru in distributing this knowledge in book distribution or classes or one-on-one, whatever is required to assist the distribution of this knowledge. So these three things, Srila Prabhupada said, pariprashna, seva, and pranipat. Then one also becomes tattvadarshi, seer of the truth. You want to be tattvadarshi, a seer of the truth, self-realized? And seer, not as a metaphor, but directly seer of the truth, eye to eye and face to face. Krishna says, Bhaktya tananya shakya, aham vidam vidarjana, gyatum dvashtum chatatvena, pravishtum cha parantavam. By bhakti, by unalloyed bhakti. Krishna says, Gyatum, you can know me, and drashtum, you can see me eye to eye and face to face as I am seeing you and you are seeing me. This is the power of bhakti. And where do we get bhakti? By serving Guru, by serving Sri Guru. By reciprocation of knowledge, of surrender, and seva. Then we also become tattvadarshi. And then what is the result? Krishna says, next verse, text 35, having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme, or in other words, that they are mine. So this is the process of knowledge Krishna is summarizing in this 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. How to get knowledge is coming through Guru Parampara. One is to accept Guru, surrender, do service, ask questions. Then one also becomes Tattvadarshi, experienced knowledge of the truth. Pratyaksha Bhagamam Dharmyam. Pratyaksha means direct experience. Or we can talk. What is it? Sahed. Sahed means honey. We can talk about these madhumakis. They pack the pollen in the beautiful 6-sided wax silk. It becomes sweet, delicious, tasty honey. But is that the experience of honey? You have to put some in your mouth and taste it. This is pratyaksha. So spiritual life means pratyaksha bhagamam dhamyam. It's a perfection of religion because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. And this is the process. In this fourth chapter described. Oh, okay. We talked about some things from this chapter. There's much more we had to skip over. But if anyone has any question, we can try and discuss. Yes, Prabhuji. Uh-huh. The example is given that if I'm carrying a load in my hand, we say my hand is carrying the load, but you are carrying the load. The hand is not carrying, you are carrying it. We say, so prakriti kriyamanani guna kamani sarvasha ahankara vimodam kartaham. This is meant to give emphasis on the influence of prakriti. Nahi kaschit shamamapi khat nahi kaschit shamamapi jatu tishtatya karma karyate yavajak karma sarva prakriti jayar gunai. The prakriti is doing everything. But does that mean we do nothing? No. So in the same way, we say, I am carrying, but your hand, my hand is carrying, but you are carrying. But I say hand is carrying. So prakriti is doing everything, but we're also doing. Like these, can these glasses see? Can they see anything? They're seeing instrument. How about my eyes? Can my eyes see? What do you think? Can my eyes see? No. They're seeing instrument like this. They're dead matter. It is dead matter. I am the seer. I am the taster. I am the toucher, the hearer, the smell. We're experiencing the world through our Gyanendriyas. But we think it is me. The instrument through which we experience the world, this is me. Because of our mind, because of the principle of ahankar. Ahankar is the principle that connects the Atma with material world. Atma is Satchidananda Vigraha, pure spirit. Aham Brahmasmi. But we think aham, I am this body because of ahankar. It's the element that connects us with this material world. So Prakriti is there, Prakriti is working, but Prakriti is under the control of Krishna. But we think Kartaham, how much are we really doing? Like we're all breathing, right? You have to tell your body, okay, listen, you have to breathe. Do you have to tell your heart, keep beat, I need you to keep beating. I need your lungs to keep, it's all going on. We're being carried by our own destiny, by Prakriti. How much are we really doing? Not very much. But we think we're part of this material world because of the influence of ahankar. So this is jnana. Jnana is very helpful for bhakti. Jnana cannot give you bhakti, but it's very helpful for bhakti. Like mango, now it's mango season. If you want to eat a mango, you take a knife and you peel the mango, right? But do you eat the knife? No, you eat the mango. So jnana is instrumental for our progress in spiritual life. It helps us understand what is prakriti, what is purush, what is atma, what is karma, what is kala, what is pradhan. It helps us understand what is our condition in this world. But it can't give you bhakti. It's helpful, it's instrumental to understand what is prakriti and what is atma, how we're being carried, how we experience the world is very helpful. But it can't give you bhakti. We get bhakti from Shri Guru, and by who is representative of Srimati Radharani or Lord Balaram. Is that helpful to you? Action and inaction. No, soul is doing. Soul is doing. He's being by his desire. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains in Brahma Samhita, the comment to Brahma Samhita. This verse, Yastrinda Gopamata Sahosa Karma Bandhana Rupa Palabha Janamata Karmani Nirdhati Kintuja Bhakti Bhajan. That Karmani Nirdhati, that our life is very different, is changed when we come to Krishna. And soul is being inspired by super soul. This is what you wanted in life. Do this to fulfill our own destiny. For example, let's say you're a stockbroker. You're in the stock market. And you are looking through different stocks and you think, I have decided to invest in this stock. And you make millions of rupees. Opposite can happen. You think, oh, I'll invest in this stock and I'll make millions. And you lose everything. Why? By karma. By karma. And the inspiration to fulfill our karma comes from the influence of super soul in our heart. This is what you deserve. This is what's coming to you. So you make this decision. We think we're doing. It's being inspired by Lord in your heart. Why does it come from mind? That's what I'm getting at. Where does that inspiration come from? We think I am doing kartaham. Krishna said kartaham iti mandate vimudatma. If you think I am doing everything independently, I am the controller. Ishwaraham aham bogi siddhaham balavan. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am doing everything. I'm the boss. I'm making the decision. Vimudatma. You're not just mudha, but vimudha, particularly mudha. Many other things are at work, not the least of which is the inspiration coming from Super Soul. Then do this, the inspiration. I'll give you an example. I used to do jail preaching. So there was one man, he's going to die in jail. He's a bank robber. He robbed a bank, he was found guilty, and he was put in jail for 15 years. He got out after 15 years, and a few months later, he robbed another bank. He wrote a note on a piece of paper, said, I have a gun, give me all the money. He gave it to the teller gave him the money. He walked out the front door, they have a system. You walk out one door and there's a second door. He walked out one door, it locked behind him, and the front door locked in front of him, caught like a rat. And they put him in jail. He's going to die in jail. What is he thinking? There's money there, I'm going to go get it. So that inspiration comes from who? Super Soul. To fulfill his destiny because of his very, very negative karma, to spend the rest of his life and die in jail. That's his karma. How to fulfill the karma? By the inspiration of his own heart. God is there. There's money there. You should go get some. All you have to do is write a piece of paper, and you can walk out with lots. And now he'll die in jail. He's probably dead by now. He's an old man. To fulfill your desire. He's neutral. He fulfills your desire. He impartially ordains. This verse, this Yastanda Gopava, the Mendel verse, means he impartially ordains for fulfillment of your desire. He's not there telling, there's the principle of guilt. You do something wrong, you feel guilty. Why? Why do people feel guilty when they do something wrong? Because the Lord's trying to tell us why you did this. But if he gives you free will. Without free will, what is the question of bhakti? We have to have free will. Otherwise, because Krishna says, Sarvadharmam Paricharana Mamekam Sharanam. Mamekam Sharanam. You have to choose. I decide to surrender to Krishna. That is our free will. But we also have our destiny. They exist side by side. Destiny and free will exist side by side. Both are true. If we have absolute free will, then just become Kurapati. Don't die, don't get old, just enjoy life. You cannot. Neither do we have in charge of our own destiny. I'll give you an example to make it clear. Let's say you're taking a train from Delhi till Kolkata. You're on Rajdhani. You're in your seat, you have your ticket, the conductor has come, he's checked your ticket, you're in your seat, the train is moving, you're going to Calcutta because you're on the train. That's your destiny. Free will exists that you can, in the context of destiny, you can eat something, you can take a nap, you can talk to a friend, you can read a book, you can look out the window. There's 100 things you can do. They exist side by side. Your free will to act within the context of destiny. Destiny is there. You can't contradict your destiny. You can't just decide, I will become the next Mukesh Ambani. Is it possible? Just because you desire it? Free will isn't everything. Destiny is also there. They exist side by side. ठीक है? Happy? खुशी हो? Yes, Prabhu.
We actually do not do anything, it just happens that it's like destiny. So, a lot of times in business, I come across situations and I'm negotiating with my partner, negotiating with people, and I'm trying to find a solution that is suitable for me or that I like. How do we handle this thing? So, you leave destiny and
Yeah. This is the paradox in life. We think we're doing everything. There's 5 factors of action. Ultimately, it's super soul. So it's a paradox because you can't just not do anything. Okay, whatever happens, my business, okay, if it fails, if it prospers, whatever, my destiny. We're inspired by destiny to work hard, to fulfill our aspiration. Why do we feel inspired to work? By super soul. Who gives intelligence? Krishna says, Bodhi Bodhi Matama Asmi, Tejas Tejasvi Namaham. I'm the intelligence of an intelligent person. He gives us the tools to be successful. But having the tools doesn't guarantee success. Isn't it? Sometimes, I also was in business. I worked 20 years in jewelry industry. Sometimes I met people that are complete fools. They're rich fools. Because money just falls on them. Another person works very intelligently, but doesn't get ahead in life. Why? Because of destiny. So destiny is a funny thing. We're obliged to work, but ultimately the result of our work is dependent on the Lord. Do you understand?
if I am destined to be somewhere, I don't want to get into a space where I say, okay, it just happened the way it happened and I think that I got to reach. So the karma and destiny.
They exist side by side. You have to play your part. There's another story. A man goes to the mandir. And he says, Oh Bhagwan, I am your devotee. I've never asked you for anything. I've done vratas, I've been observing vows, I've done charity, I chant your name, I offer your arati, I bring you fruit. I've done everything to please you. I never asked for anything. Please, one thing, I want to win the lottery. Please bless me to win the lottery. So he goes home. A week later, he comes back. Hey, Bhagwan, what happened? You didn't bless me. I didn't win the lottery. I do everything for you, my everything. My prananath. I do everything. Just one thing. I'm not asking anything else. I just want this one thing. I want to win the lottery. He goes home. Comes back a week later. Nothing. Bhagwan, no lottery. I never asked for nothing else, just one thing. Akashvani, buy a ticket. You have to do your part. Right? You have to do your part. And why do we play our part? Because we're inspired by our own destiny. Destiny takes shape in our inspiration to. I'll tell you in my own personal life. When we were children, my father gave us an oxyacetylene torch, a little mini torch, and we used it to make crafts, like little craft work, like statues and animals and like that, belt buckles, purse buckles, things like that. So fast forward, I'm in a hardware store, and I see this torch, the same torch my father brought us. I just bought out of inspiration. I want this torch. I want to buy this, and I started buying tools and playing with it. And this, people started bringing me things. Can you fix this? Yeah, I can fix that. Can you do this? I can do that. It turned into a whole career in jewelry industry, a very prosperous career in jewelry from one decision. Why? And I think I have decided. Where did that inspiration come from? From the Lord. You do this. This is your destiny. You do this. We think I am doing kartaham. So we have to play our part. But Krishna said, to fulfill your destiny. I hope that made some sense to you. But play your part, Prabhu, and depend on Krishna. This is Krishna's message to Arjuna.
If someone is destined poor, he can never transform his destiny within his life.
You can't get more. Prabhupada said you can't get more in life than you're destined, and you can't get less. Think about that one. Can't get less. Why does one man prosper? Two. What I saw. I was sitting in Vrindavan one time, doing some shopping for the mandir. So we're negotiating across the gully. There's a skinny little girl, maybe 12, 14 years old, carrying bricks on her head. They're building a second story in the building. She's going up the ladder, depositing bricks, coming down, stacking bricks, depositing, stacking, depositing. The whole time I'm sitting there, working like a horse. How much money is she making? 300 rupees a day, maybe? Less. This is some time ago. Another man goes to his office and he turns on the AC, he's drinking nimbu pani, puts his feet on the desk, makes some phone calls, makes a few lakhs, then goes home. Why? Does hard work translate into prosperity? Destiny is there. Destiny is there. We can't deny destiny. Destiny is there, and free will is not everything. You just can't will yourself into prosperity. Prosperity will come by karma. हो गया? Prasad seva? You don't want to eat prasadam, do you? You do. Be enthusiastic. You want to take prasadam? Oh, be enthusiastic. Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj.